Stick around because the Missouri Star Quilt Company sent me the spring template bundle, and I made a really cute little mini quilt with it. I'm going to show you how to make it too. Hi everybody, it's Claudia from Create with Claudia. I hope you're all doing really well today. I'm going to be making a really fun spring quilt. Spring, Easter, you name it. You can call it whatever you want. It's just a fun, easy little piece. It's really easy because I'm using these templates and I'm going to pull these up and they're going to come apart. You see them all throughout. This is a spring template bundle that Missouri Star Quilt Company sent me. This is just one of the pieces they gave me. They're nice acrylic, bright yellow, so you can see them on fabric. They have all kinds of insets. Let me just show you. Here's another one. This is the big one, and then in that, this sort of comes apart. I took it apart so I could film the video. This sort of fits inside of it, excuse me. And then there are even flowers that go inside. It's hard to hold. They're all going to fall out, but you get the idea. I'm going to show you again in a minute how easy these are to use. They have so many. There are two different bumblebee templates. There's a little chick like the flat chuck. There's a tulip. There are these two flowers I showed you. Two sizes of rabbits, of bunnies. Let me show you one, and you can kind of see the little one inside came out. So you get a whole bunch of templates that you can use, and what I did is I used those with a bunch of batiks that I had, some real springy pastels, and made a really fun and super easy mini quilt. Wall hanging, you could do it as a table topper or whatever you wanted to do. This is a bumblebee, and it measures, let me tell you, it measures 5 by 2. Here's a dragonfly, or I guess it's another bee, excuse me, and it's 4 by 2, a little bit different layout. And I'm going to use all of these in this wall hanging I'm making. This is a basket with a little chick. It's like the it looks a little bit like the flat chuck, and they pop out, and I'll show you that in a second. But the basket is 4 by 3. Some bunnies, a little one and a big one. Look how cute that is, with the ears pop out too. And then last but not least, let me move these over, is this adorable basket with flowers in it. It's 9 by 7 3/4, and then it has some pop-out flowers. Looks like tulips and, you know, some other little pretty spring flowers. I'm going to pop these out for you just to show you how this works. All right, so now I'm going to show you how these pop out. They have taped them on the back just so you can see it. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. We'll do this small one first. Put that tape aside, and then there you go. There's your little basket, and there's a little chick, and then even another outline. If you wanted to use that, you could. I mean, certainly you can use any of these shapes. Those are really cute. So you get a bunch of different templates. So the supplies you're going to need for this are some fabrics. Now I went with all batiks. I just felt like doing something with batiks, and I did all pastels. So these are going to be the background squares, and I'll give you all the measurements in a second. And then I went with just various really pretty pastel shades that I'm going to use for all of those cutouts. You also need fabric for the sashing, and I'll give you those measurements in a second too. I just went with a simple white batik with some little spots on it. So this is the sashing that you're going to need. You're going to need one piece that's 2 by 11 inches, two pieces that are 1 by 11 inch, three pieces that are 1 by 16 inches, three pieces that are 1 inch by 8 inches, and one piece that is 1 inch by 6 inch. So those are the pieces that you're going to need for the sashing. For the background, you're going to need your background fabric cut in the following squares, or rectangles I should say. They're not exactly squares. First up is a 10 inch by 11 inch, and I still need to press these a little bit. Next up is 8 by 9. Then you have a 4 inch by 11 inch. Actually, I'm going to put those aside so you can actually see them. There you go. And then you need two rectangles that are 4, make sure you have the right measurement, 4 by 6. So you're going to need two of those. And you're also going to need some heat and bond, or, well, I use heat and bond, I should say. You're going to need some fusible adhesive for your applique shapes. I use heat and bond, and I use Ultra Hold. I really like the feel of that. It's a little bit heavier. Not everybody cares for that, but for my purpose and the way I like to use it, that's what I use. But you can use any brand you want, and then you're going to trace. You need sheets of that, different sizes for these different applique templates, and then a nice pen to be able to trace around your shape. So the first thing we're going to do is trace around all the shapes that we want. And I know I want this big basket, so let me just show you really quickly how I trace around. I'm going to hold it nice and firmly down. You're going to, in my case, you're going to follow the instructions on your fusible adhesive. I have a paper-backed adhesive because I can draw on that. And you definitely do want a paper-backed adhesive. All right, easy as that. There's my shape. You can see it nicely. I'm going to keep tracing the rest of the shapes. If you don't have this set from Missouri Star Quilt Company, you do not need it. You can use, I've often used cookie cutters. Cookie cutters in all kinds of shapes make really great templates for if you don't have a nice set like this for the spring. You can also freehand your template, or if there are websites, you can buy different templates, but these are just so nice and heavy duty, and these will last a long, long time. But those are some suggestions if you don't have this template set. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, I've traced out all of these shapes. I'm not going to cut the shapes out yet until it's on the fabric. So let me just put my background square here to the side over there. So why don't we just start with this flower, and I think, let's just do a purple flower. Now these are batiks, so I'm kind of lucky. There's not a front or a back usually. Sometimes you can tell the front or the back, but I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm just going to cut a piece of fabric, and then I'm going to take this over to my pressing surface, and you're going to follow the directions on your fusible adhesive to put this on the back side of your fabric. If you're not using batiks, you definitely want to put this template on the back side, and you're going to press it. If it's pressing, which most of them, if it's fusible adhesive, and chances are it is, it's a rough side. It's almost like a sort of shiny rough side is the side you want against the fabric. All right, so here it is. It's nice and firm on there. It's not going to go anywhere. And then you're just going to cut on your drawn line. All right, so here's my flower. There it is. It's all ready to be put onto the fabric. I'm going to cut out the rest of these shapes that I did. Okay, so all my little pieces are cut. They're so cute. They're lots of little fiddly ones, so you're going to set them aside so you don't lose them. They're easy to lose or blow away if you throw something down. But I'm going to start with the biggest panel, and this was the one that is 10 by 11. I still need to press that out a little bit more. It's a stubborn fabric today. But for this biggest one, I'm going to use the basket, the biggest basket. And I'm going to place it. Now, it still has the paper backing on it. And once this is pressed, I'll bring it back to show you. You're going to center this on here, or place it where you want. Important, and this is with all of these shapes when you're putting them on the different squares and rectangles that I'm going to show you. You want to leave at least a 1/4 inch on all 4 sides, because you know that's your seam, that's the seam allowance of a 1/4 inch on each side. If you put this over here, you're going to sew over it and you're going to lose like part of that basket or shape, whatever shape you're using. But let me go and try to press this out a little bit better, and then I'm going to show you how we adhere this. You're going to use follow the instructions on your fusible adhesive. In my case, I take off the paper backing, and I'm going to show you a trick I learned in one of my very first videos. A viewer told me, because I didn't use a lot of fusible webbing, they said to score it with a pin to make it easy to take that paper, and that paper comes right off, and it should leave like a shiny residue. Let me just, hopefully you can see that. So it's a shiny sort of, it's a little teeny bit sticky, but that's going to be the back. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to press this square a little bit better. All right, so here's my square again. Now you're going to put this is the front side of the good side of the fabric. Now this is batik again, so it's hard to tell the front and the back, but if you're using non-batiks, you want to do the front of the fabric. And then you're going to, I've already peeled this backing off, as you can see. See how it's a little shiny? You put the shiny side on the front side of the fabric, and you're going to center it or place it where you want, just remembering the 1/4 inch seam allowance. And I think I'm happy with that. All right, so that's on there nice. It's nice and firm. I'll probably do some applique stitching later, but this is what it looks like. So the way this is laid out is there's two 4x6s, and these are going to be, and then there's one long one on the side. And then there's this one up top. In fact, let me just show you real quick how it's laid out. Let's see. This is like this. This is going to be like this. And then, of course, it's going to be sewn together nicely. But this is what it's going to look like. Move it down just a little bit. And again, you're going to have to imagine that the sashing is going to be on the inside. So let's see. Maybe we'll put the bunny. I think this is for the bunny. We'll put the bunny here. Now, I am very close on this side. I might actually mark where that 1/4 inch line is to put the bunny on here. So we're going to put the bunny here. We're going to center it. And again, watching that 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then I'm just going to lay these out right now so that you can see where I might put these. But this is how I'm going to have it look. I'm going to take off all the paper and just slowly work my way around and make each block separately, and that way you're going to see how it all comes together. And now we're going to sew these pieces together. These have all been, they're all cooled and they're all nicely stuck on there. So we're going to start, and this is that 1 inch by 6 inch piece. So we're going to sew these two together first. Very easy, just use a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Then the next strip we're going to put in here, this is that 1 by 8, and we're going to sew these two sets together. Then you're going to sew this strip that's 1 inch by 11. You're going to sew that to this larger panel here, and then this one here. And then you're going to put these two, this 1 by 8 strips on each side of this one. That's how you're going to do that. All right, so we're going to set that side aside, and now we're going to work on this one. And you need that another 1 by 11 strip to the right side. You're going to sew that on there. And now we're going to add this 2 inch by 11 inch on this side, on the left side, next to the basket. Okay, now we're going to finish this off, and we need those strips that are 1 inch by 16 inches for the final sashing. And we're just going to finish this up sewing these together like so. Very easy to do. All right, here it is, ready to be quilted. Is that not the cutest thing? It's too long for this side. It might just barely squeak by so you can see it. I trimmed it up just a little bit on the side so it looked nice and neat. So it comes in at about, let me move my cutting board here a little bit. It comes in at just under like 15 3/4 inches wide by about 20 inches long. So it's just a really cute little wall hanging. You could do whatever you want. I'm going to quilt this now. I'm actually making a mini quilt, like a table topper. And I'm just going to do some easy cross-hatch quilting. You could do all kinds of things. I'm not real good at embroidery, but wouldn't that be cute if you, like machine embroidery is not my forte. I may actually go back and hand embroider some eyes on some, you know, the bunnies and things like that. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how the mood strikes me. But first, I'm going to quilt it. Very easy. I'm just going to do maybe 2 inch wide cross hatching, make big X's on this to make it really simple. So here it is, all quilted, ready to be bound. I think I'm going to use this coral. I love this. I think it's called Cantaloupe. It's Island Batiks Cantaloupe. It is such a beautiful color. It's actually one of my favorite colors of theirs. And I'm just going to do a quick border. I use 2.5-inch strips, and then this will be finished. I sewed onto the front, and then I machine stitch it onto the back. You can see there I used the coral for the backing on this one. Alright folks, here it is. I finished the binding. You can see I hand stitch it on the back. Love that sort of orangey color. It's cantaloupe. But here's my cute little, it's a wall hanging table topper, whatever you want to do. It's just a fun small little make, very easy. You could do this in a couple of hours. Let me show you once again those great templates I got from Missouri Star Quilt Company. They sent those to me so I could try them out, and I really, really like them. So here are all the templates. This is all the templates that you get in the spring template bundle from Missouri Star Quilt Company. You get all of these great shapes, and what's really cool is they have insets too, so you get even more. It looks like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you actually get a load more. So every single shape on here is part of this set. There is a link to their shop in my description of the video. I may or may not make a commission depending on when what time it's ordered and when and what you order. So, but there's a link to get you to the Missouri Star Quilt Company store. So you can order this great spring template bundle if you're interested. I hope you like my little Easter project. This is a great way to work some scraps off, or if you have some bigger pieces left, some of your stash. It's just a fun Eastery Easter, spring, whatever you want to call it, and you can make your own shapes too if you don't have the templates from Missouri Star Quilt Company. Make your own templates, or another good way is cookie cutters. I love cookie cutters as templates as well. I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button. I try to post videos every couple of weeks, every couple of weeks. It depends on how busy I get. I think we all know that feeling. But yeah, I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. I am on Instagram, Facebook. I do have a Facebook group that's called Working Our Scraps Off, where I post all kinds of scrappy projects, and it's part of a series that I do on YouTube as well, where I do scrap fabric projects. So you can head over there. It's called Working Our Scraps Off in Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.